How's it going, guys? My name is Trevor and I'm back with another Crossout Clanwars video. I got a lot of different builds for you today, and the reason being is that I didn't really know where to fit all of these videos, but I still figured they were kind of cool, so I wanted to just include them for you nevertheless. So the first match here is actually with a build that I have tested, and I wanted to show it because I feel like it is freaking awesome. But it is something else. It's actually a Humpback Reaper spider. It's also showcased that the steppy spider, now with the recent changes to how legs function, now the steppy spider is actually not the only cabin that is good. This specific one is a humpback spider with extra tonnage fused so that it can be as thick as possible. And it ended up being quite good. I'm pretty satisfied about the result, I gotta be honest. The first match here is versus two hideous hovers, and then an aspect spider, and I think nope, I'm lying, a cannon spider and a not fortune, wow, what are they called? The porcupines. That's what I'm trying to say. The porcupines, guys. I totally forgot that. But nevertheless, porcupine spider cannons and two hideous hovers. And the strength in this build is literally just the immense amount of HP and the tankiness, because this thing can tank, and then whenever it does tank, it just deals even more damage than it otherwise would, because the Reapers is not really a bad weapon, so to say. It's just not one of the best either. But the first game here, our plan was literally just, we have three humpback spiders here, so we are tanky as shit. So we just want to force them to come to the cap, which worked out pretty well. He got some porcupines in under me. That doesn't really go well with the rifts that I have my ammo mounted on, so I actually lost all of my ammo. And I was generally focused very much this first game. But as you can see, we have total control over the cap. And the stress on them when they have to rush in on us really just forces them to make some stupid pushes. And that gives us some pretty good conditions for killing them. So that's what happened here in the first game, and the reason why we sort of dominated them, even though they actually got some of us down here in the first game. So a really nice first round. They only have one target to take down, and Isabella and Smoke landed some good hits on him, so he wasn't really all that much of a threat. As you can see, they're really good hit by Isabella, and Smoke finishes him off. So very nice first round, and let's just jump straight into the second round. I skipped forward just a bit to show, like, instead of showing us stepping up to the cap. It's kind of slow still. If you don't have a steppy spider, so just be aware of that, but it is faster than before. And this specific round is by far my favorite. Just look at how many shots I'm gonna tank through this round without even dying at any point. It's so insane. Trying to put some pressure on whoever shows himself, and just look at the damage on this cannon spider now. I don't even have all that much of a buff, but I do have some, and there we go. He hit me with some shots, and my buff is back up again to full 25% damage. It's such a cool bonus that really rewards you if you do go ahead and tank some shots, so really nice. And the guys, look, the damage just rolling in once again here. It's actually so insane if you sit in that fire. And once again, bam, the cannon spider just replenishes my buff, and I can land some more damage on him. And it's just, I don't know how, but my weapons just never fell off in this match. So that was of course something that did help me out quite a lot, but still, just look at it. Look at this beauty, just tanking for days. I've tanked so many cannon shots into my face, and a lot of hideous shots as well. And I'm still just going around, and actually have a decent amount of spaced armor left to use still at this point, which is kind of sick. So I'm really satisfied about how this build came out. I'm not sure how much I will be using it, as it is like, you have to be really aware of the fact that you're slow, and your teammates have to play around the fact that they have a slow ally too. In this specific case, we were running 3 humpbacks, so we were all slow, so no one had to wait for the other guys to join the team. But as you can see, we sort of just sat around this area over here if we'd talk some tactics, and that was really good because there's a nice little like ledge down here where they have to get really close in order to fire at us, and we just cap canned the ends of these ledges. So if they came close, they got cap canned, and that healers really got cap canned. By now, I'm still just tanking a lot of shots, but also getting a bit low. But I am able, there we go, to finish off that porcupine spider and use my spaced armor. Bam, there again, which is really just extending my life right now because I'm super slow. I see him still looking for me, so I just try to quickly turn in order to get hit in the side once more instead of the cabin, because the downside of a humpback spider is the fact that your cabin is so freaking exposed, and it will always be because it's such a big target. But they are thirsting for me, so I could draw some attention there again and get down there and fire at the Helios again and grab that kill. Boom, beautiful. First round done. Let's skip, not round, wow, game. First round. What am I trying to say here? First game done, and moving on to the second game. Which again features a team of 2 Helios and 2 melees this time, a Fortune and a Hybrid. I'm on the Steppy Spider Reaper this time because we have a bit of a different setup this time, so it just felt better to grab. I think that's my best argument for going to the Steppy Spider. I was just messing about with a lot of different builds. I always do that when I play Clanwars. I hate playing the same build for 4 hours, and that's probably a downside, but yeah, as I said a million times before, I don't play this game to practice and become the best player you guys have ever seen. I play this game to enjoy it and have some good moments in it, and that is one thing we for sure have whenever we play. And like I said, it's just the most important to me. So yeah, not much to say about it. So let's talk about the game instead. I wanted to try, like, the Control 17 is still a pretty new map to me, and I wanted to try something here because they had the melees to just force them to come to the right side, and then see if we can get them to go to cap, so we could push in on them a little bit. Because I don't like sitting out there in the open, especially not when they have such mobile players as they had in this specific match, because there's so many covers and angles you can attack from on this map. So if you moved out too far, we would surely get flanked at some point by one of the melees. It's literally inevitable. You can't do anything about it because there's so many approach points in this specific new Control 17 map. And again, devs, give us back the old one, pretty please. Probably not gonna happen, but one can always hope. So as they start to approach our cap here, we can slowly push in on them and still keep that right side open, so they can't go through the right sort of sneaky around behind the back entry point behind us, and we can get them cap can pretty good up here because we have some cap cans in front of us and just step back. So they only have one angle of approach here, or 2 that is, but all of them are cap canned, and that really just helped us out a lot. So we managed to land a lot of damage on them, and at this point we just push on them because they pushed up so far into our cap that we can just lay down a lot of pressure on them, which we did as soon as we attacked, because now we have the upper hand. And it's a nice little strategy that I enjoy doing whenever we play teams that are like much more mobile than we are, to just draw them in and then push them out, because hovers and melees can't really tank all that much. So we have the advantage of just staying in the line of fire for a long time while we wear them down and while we hunt them down, because it's hard to escape. It's much harder to escape than it is to attack. So it's a strategy that often works, and as you can see, this time it worked again. So a really nice first round here, and well executed by everyone, and just a nice first round. So let's just move it to the second round. And I fast forwarded a bit again here because we did the same thing and stood our ground here rather than pushing up, because it's literally impossible for us to push up when the map is built the way it is. So we stay here where we have some nice high ground. We can look down on them. We can see if they cloak on the map so that we can keep an eye out on them. Some of them are trying to sneak out to the right side, so I just move over here, get some decloaking going just to make sure that they don't attack from this angle. He's just spinning about over there right now, so I'll let him do so. I don't really want to stress it and move up to get eyes on him. As long as we have the map, we always know where he is. So he's not that big of a threat when he's just sitting over there, which is a good thing. So we'll just let him sit over there for now. I'm just waiting for him to maybe peek. None of them are pushing up or anything, so we're not really stressing to get a hit in on one of the sides. They have to attack us. They have to come to us. So we just like to sit here and wait, and eventually they will drop an attack on us because they have to. And now they're pushing in a bit here on right side, so I go for the decloaking. I go for some hits over there, get some free damage in, and that's really like super important when you have dogs. The more free damage you can get in on them, the worse their situation is gonna be, because they can't really stand taking too much damage, because dogs are somewhat light builds. They have to if they want to stay fast and mobile. So if you can get some hits on them, you can actually, like, just with a few hits I got in on him there, I probably already exposed his cabin somewhat. And if you can get that cabin exposed, then you're in for a treat later on when he comes in. And you guys will also see that he isn't all that big of a threat, but it's not really due to the fact that he, like, lost some damage here. Yeah, he just didn't really get a good approach, and that sort of messed him up a bit. But he looks like he's going for attack again, so I'm just going over there for the decloak once more, and just keeping the decloaking going. Didn't really know where he went, so just trying to spray a little bit. And yeah, going back to the Helios, as no one really showed up on the map. And I think he actually showed up again there, and then he cloaked, possibly. So we're just still trying to get the decloak going on him. And he gets kind of close before we get the decloak on him. But as you can see, his approach wasn't really good, and bam, he actually ends up flipping himself. So that was a bit unfortunate for him. And meaning that we can just land a ton of damage on him and get all of that stuff off. I moved a bit too close to him, but my front can easily tank a few lanes, especially at the speed that he was going at. That wasn't really a lot, so we wear him down, get the kill on him, boom, there we go. They have some guys in cap now, so we move to the cap to push them out, just to make sure that they don't get that point. So we pushed a bit down on the fortune. You usually don't want to push into a fortune, but at this specific situation we had to, in order to deal with him. And then the last Helios actually gets cap canned up there, so he's kind of screwed, and we can eat him down. And that pretty much sums up the second round. So for the final game, I have the Pulsar for you this time. Some of you guys maybe watched the last video, and this is actually a recording from the same session. I just wanted to include another recording, and this one also didn't really feel appropriate to post anywhere else, so I figured let's just make a random compilation of Clanwars that had some good games in it. As you saw in that first briefing about the builds, they have a pretty mixed setup, which was good for us. And the plan for us here was really just to go to cap once more. I feel like Rock City is often cap is the best solution, especially if you have some heavy builds, which we surely do. I myself running the Echo cabin together with the Pulsars and a lot of ammo, so I have plenty of time to sit here, take some shots while the guys move into cap, and they do that pretty well. We also have a dog with us this time, or a melee hybrid rather, should I say, with us. And the biggest threat in this game on their side was the was surely the cannon hopper, because he can really outmaneuver the spiders and can easily be a threat to the spiders in cap if he can land some good shots on them, especially if he has the high ground over there. But again, we're running humpback spiders and we can actually tank so much damage, so we were really just calculating that he would probably not be able to deal with them before we actually got the cap, meaning that he would have to push into the cap, and that would put much more stress on him than the stress he can put on us from up there. Is what I'm trying to say. The dog right now is slowly moving towards me, so I'm just trying to watch out for when he cloaks. He cloaks, bam, so I cloak myself and I jump down just to make sure that he doesn't get to me. Easy reposition. Don't really like. Yes, the dog does have to go up there and put pressure on me, but for some reason everybody always expect people to stay up there. And as you can see, easy free win here for the first game. They never really made it into cap because they took the long range fight and they got punished for it. And also they overstayed for way too long, waiting to go into the cap, and they actually do the same thing here in the same round, and I honestly don't really understand why they would do so, because they saw us go for the cap in the first round. So at the second round, they probably should have expected us to go to the cap again, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna complain about it. It just gives us a win, so I'm fully satisfied about it. But I probably would have done something different myself if I was to play on their side. But still, uranium is uranium, and we got some nice wins for the video, so I'm fully satisfied about that. And my aim, actually, if you watched the last video, my aim was so trash in the last Pulsar video, so maybe you will enjoy this just a bit better. There's actually a section where I try to hit the dog and the cannon hover, but fail miserably at it once again. So even though it did improve a bit, it probably could have improved just a bit more. But yeah, there's not a lot to say about this section actually. We're just going for the cap again, so it's a lot like the first round, which is kind of cool, but it's probably not the most exciting rounds we had, but still some nice tactics in this. And I also want to show you guys how we deal with situations where we have big ass builds that can actually just tank a lot. So that's why I wanted to post this. But as an ending note here, while the game ends, I just want to say thank you for the continued support on the videos. The weird, like, what do you guys think about I want to talk to you about the current state of the game, because it feels like a lot of players are actually leaving the game right now, and I want to know if you guys felt that at all. I know this is kind of late into the video, so I don't know if you're still here even. If you are, thanks for being so. And yeah, let me know down in the comments what you think about the current player situation. Is the game getting worse? Is it getting out of hand? Have you guys thought about stopping playing, or stop playing this game is what I'm trying to say. What do you feel like? Because I'm a bit worried about the game, to be honest. Nice little double kill there, by the way. But let me know down below what you think about the current state of the game and the upcoming changes about the repair thing. Personally, I do not like it at all. But yeah, just let me know down below. And thanks for watching yet another episode of Crossout Clanwars. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, drop a like down below. And also don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can always stay updated. And until next time, have an awesome day. Bye.